Well, since you brought it up, let's just jump right to it. You have a new role in the NWA besides just being an on-screen performer, and I'd love to hear how it came about, how you're adjusting to it. Obviously, we know what people are thinking of your job so far, but
Yeah, so I'll I'll always credit Kyle Davis. Uh, I mean, probably a year and a half ago, he was like, Sal, I know you don't want to hear this, but you've got a great mind for pro wrestling. And I was like, why? Why wouldn't I want to hear that?
yeah,
That's a dumb thing. You say dumb words, Kyle Davis. I thought you were intelligent.
please keep
He
saying
goes, no,
it.
no, yes. He goes, no, no, let me finish. And I was like, no, I don't want to let you finish. I take my compliments and I run away. He goes, I think your future is going to be behind the camera, and I think you're going to help make a lot of people better than they are. And I think that's really where you're going to make your impact in pro wrestling. I said, yeah, you're right. I don't want to hear you speak ever again. Just shut up. But he pushed for it. He kept pushing for it. And uh, I'm awful at politics. I'm just the worst at politics, and we'll get into that here in this story. But so I would never bring it up around the people that needed to hear that I would even be lightweight interested in agenting. Well, fast forward to Crockett Cup this year, and night one, we did a four-man scramble or a four-team scramble match where I was in the ring with Talos, who's a legit 7 foot tall, uh, dresses like a lumberjack, just super
Massive.
scary. Yeah, just a big dude. And the spot is I give him a super kick, no sell it. He lunges at me. I duck again. Give him a second super kick. This time he bounces off the ropes. When he comes back, Gags and I double super kick him, and he spills over the top. Uh, and in the back, he goes, "Do you think you can get your leg up high enough?" So I
Good
kind of show him,
question.
and he was like, "Oh, that'll be fine." So we're out there, blah 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 blah. First one, boom, and you can hear the crowd, ooh. And then he comes at me again, boom, and the crowd comes up more, and I'm like, yeah. And it's the third one, and I've got Gags to help protect me, but I'm shooting for the stars. And as soon as I throw the kick, I overextended, and my left hamstring tore.
Oh,
And of course, as my left hamstring's tearing, Talos's ankle is rolling.
ooh.
So I'm on the ground grabbing my hamstring. He's on the ground grabbing his ankle, and we're both looking at each other like, "What now?" Uh, so we finish up the match. I crawl to the back, and I'm like, "Yeah, I tore my hamstring." And the EMT's checking on me or whatever, and I'm just like, "Yeah, I don't know what the next play is." And Billy Corgan comes and checks on me. He's like, "Well, how you feeling?" I was like, "Well, I mean, if Zach Gowen could have, you know, he's doing moonsaults with one leg. I've got the leg. I just can't use it. I'll be fine." And he's like, "No,
Incredible.
no, no. No, just rest it. You'll be fine." Well, while we're having this conversation, Kyle comes up and he goes, "Well, you don't need two legs to agent." And Billy kind of like, "Is that something you'd be interested in?" I was like, "Oh yeah, actually, that's something I'm very interested in." He goes, "Okay, well that's good information to know." Well, the next day was night two of the tapings, and clearly I'm not cleared to wrestle or do anything, even though I did talk them into letting me hobble to the ring with Gags.
What is the recovery
Uh,
time for something like that? I'm not even sure.
about 8 to 10 weeks.
Oh wow, okay.
So yeah, so I tore it. I tore the hamstring in, I think it was the last week of June, and my first match back was at NWA 75,
It's pretty cool.
which is the end of August. So it was right at it was right at 10 weeks, which I was cleared beforehand, but I just said, no, it's not worth it. I'll just rest it. Uh, but coming out of the pay-per-view, coming out of the Crockett Cup, Pat Kenny, who's the head of talent, called just to check in, and I kind of reinforced to him. I said, "Well, Pat, I'm healthy. I'm going to get better, but just forecasting into the future, I'd actually be very interested in doing any kind of producing if that spot's available. It's very packed right now in the producers room, so no rush. I just wanted to let you know that there was an interest on my end." And he said again, that's very valuable information to have. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. So I don't think anything of it. Well, fast forward maybe a week, and Pat calls and he goes, "Hey, are you still interested?" And I was like, "Pat, it's been a week."
What could have changed?
Like, yeah, I think I'm still in the same place I am. He goes, "Good. We decided we're going to give you a shot. Where we want to bring you up to Chicago and just kind of get a feel for it." And I was like, "Oh my God, this is great."